Yo, is this thing is this thing on? Yo, is this thing on? Yo, what up? What up? Listen, man, it's me. It's all Ryan's, right? So I'm over here in the studio, right? And I went down a rabbit hole. I went down a rabbit hole. Hopefully everybody's doing good. I know y'all ain't seen me in a little bit, but I'm back up here. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully everybody's having a good day. Anyway, with that said, man, I went down this rabbit hole, man. I seen a couple posts here and there, and it was about like people that was like locked up, wrongfully convicted, and like the system. Like personally, I don't think the system is like set up correctly for certain people, right? Like I don't want to make it like a race thing, but it's absolutely a race thing, right? And I don't know if I can speak intelligently to the issues that I see, right? Because it's really a big problem, right? Because if you fit the description, you might basically get locked up. But if you don't fit the description, you might basically get locked up. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. It's a crazy world out here for certain people. So check out this story, man. This is like 6 years old, right? This is one of the things I went down a rabbit hole and peep. So let me know what you think. After more than 20 years in prison, this person did 20 years in prison. Listen to this.
It is packed right here in the jail where some of his loved ones and family are waiting for his release. The Tulsa County Sheriff's Office says it could be hours doing the paperwork before he walks out a free man. Now, we did speak earlier with one of his sisters who says they've known since day one of his innocence, and they were waiting for this moment.
So, just every day hoping and praying, giving thanks in God that he make it out.
Black people. We always gonna thank God first of all because it's the real deal. But look, they got this guy in the stripes.
In handcuffs after being found innocent by Judge Sharon Holmes. He's been serving a life sentence for more than 28 years.
He was serving a life sentence for more than 28 years. Like, come on, man. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, why was he serving that long?
James Lane in 1990. His family and loved ones hugged and celebrated in the hall. Now, Judge Sharon Holmes said she reviewed the case thoroughly and found Atchison did not commit the crime. She went on further to say that there was a miscarriage of justice. The judge found there was a lack of physical evidence to connect Atchison to the crime and believes that state witnesses were coerced by investigators to provide false testimony, to which the prosecution denies.
I don't even know that those matters should have been considered by the court.
You know what I'm saying? So listen, this is what's going on, man. Like this is just one case. And this case happened to involve a man doing 20 plus years. There's cases where people are doing 40 plus years and then finding out that this person is innocent. There's cases of people doing way more than that and then being found innocent. Like where do you cross the line of the time threshold where somebody is still not convicted and you can actually let them out? That's one thing. I'm not a politician by any means. I'm just asking questions. Like, where is the? Sometimes I think that there was a reset button. I feel like the system is. Flawed in a way, but I don't have the answers. So I do apologize for bringing up a problem without the answers. All right, so please don't come for me for that because I know that it's hard to just complain about stuff, right? So I guess that's just what I'm doing. I'm just complaining about the system because the system is wrong. People lose family members and people lose loved ones and families go through stuff and people basically get taken out of their element, right? Just imagine the individuals that are actually being affected by this. They get taken out of their element for something that they may not have done or may not have even been involved with, right? Excuse me, I did the hard T. Y'all heard that? Anyway, so I really believe that There's just got to be some kind of adjustments made. But even when you make adjustments, it's really hard to like get it together, right? Because when you're making adjustments, there's still other things in there that are able to be considered.
Judge Holmes files a formal court order in September. Now, I did ask Atchison's attorney, Joe Norwood, if the family plans to file a, tells me they plan at, they will consider any type of remedy for his time.
Well, yeah, it would be a good deal if they definitely found a way to, compensate that man for his time in the system. Right, he lost 20 plus years in the system. I think it said it was 28 years at the end of the day, right? So hopefully he's doing okay. It's crazy because I know after a while, people get like systematically changed in their mind. If you know that, if you understand that, right? So just think about if you have a family member and then they get taken away from you and then they go to England for 2 years, right? You have a family member, they get taken off to England for 2 years and just dropped in England. There's a good chance they're going to come back and they're going to speak with a bit of a British accent. They're going to probably get used to the food that they eat over there. They're probably going to, get used to the culture and have adapted to the culture, of course, to survive, right? And they're going to be different when you see them again, is the point I'm saying, right? So just apply that to the system where they take our people, our loved ones, our community peers, our people that that are just around, just random people. They put them in a system like a jail, and they put them in there for a couple of years, right? And they have to adapt in that community, in that environment, right? And then we do become a product of our environment after a certain while. And if you survive in that environment, that's because you've adapted, right? And then when you come back to society, it's hard to adapt to a different world because when you're in a tough environment, right? It's hard to go soft, if that makes sense. But honestly, right? If you come from a hard environment, it's hard to go to soft, right? And society is soft compared to something like jail / prison / some kind of boot camp, right? Society is way different than that, right? So I'm not sure where there's a way to make the system better. So you guys should stop taking away, our loved ones. I'm not really sure a way to make, society tougher in general. On certain things, but that's not what this conversation's about. This conversation's about this particular man that got taken away from his family for 20 plus years. Can you imagine if one of your family members got taken away from you for years? What would you do? How would you feel? And especially if it was not for anything, right? If it was like a case that was maybe not true, a case that got dismissed, a case that was just had no evidence, like it was just something that that people were just trying to do for no reason. I just don't understand it, man. You know what I mean? So shout out to the ones, man. That's why I call this stream Free the Homies, man. We gotta free the homies so the homies free, bro. I do understand there are some bad people out there, okay? Don't get me wrong. There are some bad people out there, and honestly, like if you're, a person that's like a law-abiding citizen, you don't want to feel like you're in danger at any time with certain people, right? But at the end of the day, that's none of your business, right? We can't judge people, and you really have to have proof to take people away from their family. That's why it's like they say, innocent till proven guilty, but they keep you in jail. Anyway, Anyway. Free the homies to the homies free. That's what this whole the stream is called. All right, you already know, man. I love you. Oh, wait. I don't know how to stop the stream.